didn't mean to fall for her. That's the truth. I only meant to say hello. Just one simple sign. Just one small kindness to a little girl sitting alone at a Christmas party that was too loud for her world. But the second her face lit up, something shifted inside me. And when I looked up and saw her mother watching us from across the ballroom, I knew this wasn't going to stay simple. You ever see a child who looks like she's already given up trying? That was Lily. 7, maybe 8. Green velvet dress, honey blonde braid, sitting perfectly still while executives laughed. Too hard and glasses clinked around her. A tray crashed behind her. She didn't flinch. That's when I knew. I don't even remember deciding to walk over. I just did. I crouched in front of her, waited until she met my eyes, and I signed, "Hello." Her whole face transformed. Not polite, not forced. Sunrise. That kind of smile. Across the room, her mother stiffened. I didn't notice how beautiful she was at first. I noticed how guarded she was. Sharp red dress. Perfect posture. Eyes like steel and smoke. "You know sign language," she said when she reached us. "Not a question. My son is hard of hearing," I answered. And something cracked in her expression. Just a little. Her name was Emma Hayes, CEO of the company. Completely out of my league. Completely in control of everything around her, except her daughter. Lily signed carefully, shy but brave. Most people don't know how to talk to me. That sentence hit me harder than it should have. I'd seen Oliver carry that same quiet ache. "I do," I signed back gently. "And I think your mom is trying very hard." Emma's breath caught at that. She wasn't cold. She was terrified. Terrified she wasn't enough. And when Lily asked me, right there in the middle of that glittering ballroom, "Can you teach her?" I looked at Emma, and for the first time in a long time, I felt hope. And hope is dangerous. Because the second I smiled at her, she smiled back, and something began that neither of us was ready for. I should have walked away that night. That would have been smarter. Safer. Because I saw it the moment Emma smiled back at me, the hesitation behind it, like she wasn't used to letting anyone stand that close. But Lily wouldn't let me go. She tugged my sleeve and signed fast, excited. "Do you know the sign for snowman? And reindeer? And secret?" I laughed and answered every question, slowly, clearly. Emma leaned in every time, trying to follow. Her fingers moved stiffly when she signed. Back to Lily. Careful, calculated, like she was afraid to get it wrong. "You're good," she said quietly when Lily ran to grab a cookie. "Practice," I replied. "Fear helps too." She studied me. "Fear?" "When my son was diagnosed, I was terrified I'd lose him in silence." That made her swallow. "I feel like I'm losing her sometimes," she admitted, barely above a whisper. There it was. Vulnerability. It changed her face, softened the sharp edges. "She's not drifting away," I said gently. "She's waiting for you to meet her." Emma let out a breath she'd been holding for years. The party blurred around us, music, laughter, applause, from somewhere near the stage. But the real moment was quiet. Just us. Just that small space where honesty lived. Lily returned and wedged herself between us, satisfied, like she'd orchestrated something. "Can we get coffee?" Lily signed suddenly, eyes bouncing between us. Emma blinked. "Coffee? For grown-ups. So you can teach Mommy." My heart stuttered. Emma hesitated, and I saw the war in her eyes. Control versus connection. Safety versus hope. Finally, she nodded once. "Coffee?" Not warm, not inviting, but not closed either. When the night ended, I watched her buckle Lily into the back seat of a black town car. Snow had started falling. Emma looked up at me before getting in. "Don't make promises you don't intend to keep, Michael." Her voice wasn't sharp. It was scared. "I don't," I said. But as the car pulled away, I realized something unsettling. I wanted that coffee. Not for Lily. For her. And that made everything more complicated. I almost canceled the coffee. I told myself it was about boundaries. About not confusing kindness with something else. But the truth? I was nervous. Not about Lily. About Emma. When Oliver and I walked into the cafe near Central Park, I saw them immediately. Lily spotted Oliver first. Her whole body lit up. And Oliver, God, that boy. He straightened, like he'd just been handed something important. They stood facing each other for one quiet second. Then Oliver signed, casual but warm. "Hi, I like your braid." Lily grinned and signed back. "I like your tie. It's crooked." He blushed. Emma and I laughed at the same time. Something about sharing that laugh felt intimate. Too intimate. We took the corner table while the kids claimed the play area. Their hands moved fast, excited, comparing signs, arguing about which version of pizza was better. "They look natural," Emma whispered. "They found someone who understands," I said. She watched Lily carefully, not with control, with longing. I hired 3 tutors, she admitted quietly. I still feel like I'm failing. You're not failing, I said. My hands feel wrong. My brain doesn't work that way. I leaned forward without thinking. It's not about perfection, it's about presence. She held my gaze. Too long, and something shifted. The armor wasn't gone, but it cracked. Oliver came running back, signing excitedly that Lily had a different sign for secret. Lily followed, laughing silently. Emma reached for her daughter's hand instinctively. Lily squeezed back. That small gesture nearly undid her, and I saw it. Emma wasn't afraid of sign language. She was afraid of not being needed. Later, as we stood to leave, Lily signed something to Oliver. He nodded. Then she looked at me. Are you coming again next week? Before I could answer, Emma spoke. Yes, she said. Not as a question, as a decision. And for the first time I wondered, was she letting us in, or was she stepping into something she didn't know how to stop? I knew she was pulling away before she admitted it. The text slowed first. Then the coffee dates became maybe next week. Then work emergency. Emma was many things. Dishonest wasn't one of them. So when she avoided my eyes while dropping Lily off one Wednesday afternoon, I didn't pretend not to see it. You're scared, I said quietly. She froze. I'm busy. That's not the same thing. Her jaw tightened. For a second, I thought she'd shut down completely. Instead, she exhaled. Yes, she said. I'm scared. Not dramatic, not tearful, just honest. Of what? I asked. She looked past me to where Lily and Oliver were building something, elaborate out of couch cushions. Of how easy this is for you. That stung. But I didn't react. It's not easy, I said. It's practiced. She laughs with you, Emma whispered. She signs faster with you.
She doesn't simplify.
There it was. Jealousy, raw, painful, human. She's not choosing me over you, I said gently. She's expanding. Emma's eyes flashed. You don't understand what it's like to feel replaceable. I almost laughed. Actually, I said softly, I do. That stopped her. I lost my marriage because I poured everything into being the perfect father. I know what it feels like to be too much in one direction and not enough in another. Her expression shifted, not pity, recognition. For a moment we just stood there. Close, too close. I don't want to lose my daughter, she said finally. You're not. But what if she needs something I can't give? I stepped forward without thinking. Then we give it together. Her breath caught. That word, together, it hung between us like something fragile, dangerous. Lily ran up then, tugging Emma's hand. Signing something excited about a sleepover. Emma hesitated, looked at me, and I saw the war in her eyes again. Control, or trust. She swallowed. Okay, she signed to Lily. And just like that, she let go a little, but I could feel it. Letting go terrified her. And I wasn't sure yet if I was strong enough to hold what she was handing me. The night she called me, her voice didn't sound like Emma. It wasn't sharp. It wasn't composed. It was small. I need to go to London, she said. Tonight. There was always a crisis with her job. That part didn't surprise me. What surprised me was the pause after. I don't want to leave Lily. She had left before. Nannies, specialists, structured routines. But this was different. I was wondering. She started, then stopped. Emma Hayes didn't wonder. She decided. You want her to stay here. I finished gently. Silence, then a breath that sounded like surrender. Yes. I didn't hesitate. Bring her. The relief in her exhale was so quiet, but I felt it. When she dropped Lily off, she knelt down and held her daughter's face like she was memorizing it. I'll call every night, Emma signed carefully. Lily nodded. Then she surprised us both. It's okay, she signed. I'll be safe. Emma's eyes flicked to me. That trust, it scared her. It humbled me. The weekend felt natural. That's what I hadn't expected. Lily fit into our routine like she'd always been part of it. She and Oliver stayed up too late signing secrets under blankets. They argued over cereal. They made a mess of my kitchen trying to bake cookies. And every night, when Emma's face appeared on the screen, Lily lit up. I gave them privacy, but I watched. Emma's shoulders softened when she saw her daughter relaxed. Happy. Sunday night, Emma called again. Just me this time. How is she really? She asked. Honest, I said. She misses you, but she's not afraid. There was a long silence. I've never left her with someone who wasn't paid, Emma admitted. You have now. That's what terrifies me. Her honesty did something to me, made me step closer to a line I'd been careful not to cross. Emma, I said quietly, trust isn't weakness. I don't know how to need someone, she whispered. And that's when I realized This wasn't about Lily anymore. She wasn't afraid of losing her daughter. She was afraid of leaning on me and not being able to stand alone again. When she came back from London, she didn't go home first. She came to my apartment, hair pulled back, suit wrinkled from travel, eyes tired in a way that had nothing to do with jet lag. I opened the door, and for a second we just looked at each other. Inside, Lily and Oliver were laughing at something on the couch. Emma heard it, her daughter's laughter, and I watched something break open inside her. Not jealousy, not fear, relief. Lily ran to her first, arms tight around her waist. "I missed you," Emma signed quickly, fingers clumsy with emotion. "I missed you too," Lily answered. "But I had fun." Emma's face flickered at that. "Is that okay?" Lily asked carefully. That question hurt more than anything. Emma knelt down, holding her daughter's cheeks. "It's more than okay." I stepped back, giving them space, but Emma's eyes found mine over Lily's shoulder, grateful, overwhelmed. Later, when the kids were building something loud and chaotic in Oliver's room, Emma stood in my kitchen while I washed dishes. "I didn't expect this," she said quietly. "Expect what?" "For her to be okay without me." That was honest. Too honest. "She wasn't without you," I said. "She carried you with her." Emma crossed her arms, protective again. "You make it look easy." "It's not easy," I replied. "It's showing up." She stepped closer. Not dramatic, not intentional, just closer. "I'm not used to sharing responsibility," she admitted. "You don't have to share Lily," I said. "You're her mother." "And what are you?" The question hung between us. I swallowed. "I'm someone who cares." Her eyes softened. "That's what scares me." Because caring meant attachment. Attachment meant risk. And Emma had built her entire life on minimizing risk. The kids burst into the kitchen then, arguing in fast-moving signs about whose turn it was to choose the movie. Emma laughed. A real laugh. Head back, shoulders loose. And for the first time since I met her, she didn't look like she was bracing for impact. She looked present. And I realized something dangerous. I didn't just want to help her. I wanted to be the place she felt safe enough to fall. I didn't realize how much I needed her until she almost pulled away again. It started small. A canceled dinner. A delayed text. That careful tone in her voice. Polite, distant, controlled. The old Emma resurfacing. The one who didn't need anyone. I let it sit for a week. Then I asked, "Are you stepping back?" I said one night after dropping Lily off. She didn't deny it. "I don't know how to do this," she admitted. "Do what?" "This dependence." That word landed heavy. "You think this is dependence?" I asked. She looked at me like I'd missed the point. "My daughter loves being at your place. She signs faster with you. She trusts you. And you don't?" Her silence answered. I stepped closer, careful not to corner her. "Emma, this isn't a competition." "It feels like one," she whispered. That honesty hurt her more than it hurt me. "You think she'll choose me?" I asked gently. "I think," she swallowed. "If I let myself lean on you too much, I won't know how to stand alone." There it was. Fear of losing control. Fear of needing. Fear of loving. "Maybe you don't have to stand alone anymore," I said quietly. She looked at me like I'd just offered her something impossible. "You say that like it's easy." "It's not," I replied. "It's terrifying." We stood there in the hallway, too close, too aware. "I lost my marriage trying to hold everything together," I admitted. "I'm not trying to replace you. I'm trying to build with you." Her breath hitched. Build. That word did something. From inside the apartment, we heard Lily laugh. Loud. Unfiltered. Emma closed her eyes for a second. When she opened them, the steel was softer. "I don't want to push you away," she said. "Then don't." Her hand brushed mine. Not dramatic, but intentional. And for the first time, she didn't step back. She stayed. But I could feel it. This wasn't settled. She wasn't fully in. And I wasn't sure how much longer I could stand in the doorway of her life, waiting to see if she'd invite me all the way inside. The second Christmas party felt different. Last year, Lily had sat alone. This year, she walked in holding Oliver's hand. Confident, curious, alive. I stood beside Emma near the entrance, watching her watch her daughter. "You're holding your breath," I murmured. She exhaled slowly. "I always do." But not the way she used to. Not like she was bracing for disaster. More like she was waiting for something good. Colleagues approached Lily carefully this time. Some even attempted basic signs. Awkward, imperfect, but trying. Emma glanced at me. "You taught them?" "Crash course," I admitted. She shook her head, but she was smiling. Soft, unarmored. Oliver and Lily took over the center of the ballroom at one point, showing a group of executives the sign for family. Hands curved inward, drawn together. Lily signed it proudly. Then she looked straight at us, at me, at Emma, and repeated it. Family. Emma's fingers tightened around her clutch. That word landed heavy. Not corporate. Not strategic. Real. Later, when the crowd thinned, Emma and I stood in the same corner where Lily had once sat alone. Everything changed here, she whispered. No, I said gently. You changed. She looked at me then. Really looked. When you signed hello that night, I didn't just see my daughter smile, she admitted. I saw a version of myself I'd buried. Vulnerability wrapped in red velvet. That's what she was. You don't have to bury her again, I said. She stepped closer, close enough that I could feel the warmth of her. I don't know how to promise forever, she whispered. I'm not asking for forever, I said honestly. What are you asking for? I held her gaze. Stay. Not dramatic, not demanding, just real. The music swelled behind us, snow falling softly outside the tall windows. Emma's hand slipped into mine, not cautious this time, certain. But as she intertwined her fingers with mine, she said something that tightened my chest. I'm afraid of how much this matters. And I realized we were both already deeper than either of us had planned. The first time we talked about living together, it wasn't romantic. It was practical. Too practical. The kids were in the living room building, a blanket fort that had somehow swallowed my entire couch. Emma stood in my kitchen, staring at a spreadsheet on her tablet. If we did this, she said slowly, we'd need space. Real space. I leaned against the counter. That sounds terrifying coming from you. She almost smiled. I'm serious. I know. Silence settled between us. Not awkward. Heavy. You're thinking about it, I said. I don't do anything without thinking about it. That's not what I meant. She set the tablet down. I'm thinking about how natural it feels when Lily packs an overnight bag for your place. I'm thinking about how Oliver asked me to check his homework. I'm thinking about how I don't feel alone anymore. That last part came out quieter, vulnerable, and that scares you, I guessed. Yes. She met my eyes. If we blend everything together and it falls apart, I don't just lose you. The kids lose each other. There it was. The real fear, not heartbreak, collateral damage. I stepped closer. We don't rush, I said. We don't promise what we can't protect. She searched my face. You'd walk away if I said no? That question cut deeper than she knew. If you weren't ready, I wouldn't force you, I said carefully. She exhaled slowly. That's what makes this harder. From the living room, Lily popped her head out of the fort. Are you two arguing? She signed dramatically. Emma laughed. No. Lily narrowed her eyes playfully. Good, because Oliver says we should all live together. Emma froze. I didn't move. Lily shrugged. It makes sense. She disappeared back into the fort like she hadn't just detonated a bomb. Emma turned to me. She says it makes sense, she repeated softly. Does it? I asked. She looked toward the living room, then back at me. And for the first time, she didn't look afraid. She looked ready. But readiness doesn't mean certainty. And as she reached for my hand, I wondered, were we brave enough to turn make sense into something permanent? I didn't expect the house to scare me. It was just a brownstone in Brooklyn. Brick front, small backyard, a tree perfect for climbing. But when we stood inside it, boxes everywhere. Pizza on paper plates, kids arguing about shelf space. It hit me. This wasn't dating anymore. This was building. Emma stood in the middle of the living room, hands on her hips, designer blouse wrinkled, hair falling out of its careful pins. This is chaos, she said. This is family, I corrected. She laughed. Not the polite laugh, the real one. Oliver and Lily had already claimed their rooms. Adjacent. Connected by a shared bathroom, they were negotiating like tiny diplomats. Emma watched them, not with fear, with awe. Do you think they'll be okay? She asked quietly. With us? She nodded. I took her hand. They already are. That wasn't hope. That was truth. Later that night, after the kids were asleep in a nest of half-unpacked blankets, Emma stood at the bedroom window staring at the backyard. Moonlight brushed her face. You almost didn't go to that Christmas party, she said softly. So did you. She turned toward me. When you signed hello to Lily, it wasn't just her smile that changed. It was mine. I stepped closer, close enough that I could feel her breath. You taught me something, she continued. What? That needing someone isn't weakness. That word again. Needing. I brushed a strand of hair from her face. I needed you too, I admitted. Not for help, not for structure, for warmth, for partnership, for something steady. From down the hall, soft footsteps padded toward us. Lily appeared first. Oliver behind her. We can't sleep, Lily signed. Emma didn't hesitate this time. She opened her arms. We all climbed into one bed. Too many elbows, too much laughter, too much love. In the quiet that followed, the full, comfortable silence of 4 people breathing together, Emma squeezed my hand under the blankets. No fear, no armor, just presence. It wasn't the life she had planned. It wasn't the life I expected. But it was real. And sometimes, real is the only forever that matters.